Have you ever found yourself replaying past mistakes, wishing you could go back and undo them? It's easy to become trapped in a loop of regret, but we often find it much harder to forgive ourselves than to forgive others. What if there was a way to break this cycle and turn your mistakes into opportunities for growth? In this video, we'll explore timeless wisdom from the Buddha on how to confront your past mistakes, move through them, and ultimately grow. If you've ever struggled with self-forgiveness, stay tuned, this may be the breakthrough you need. The ego's role in self-blame, why forgiving ourselves is hard. Let's start with an important question: why is it so difficult to forgive ourselves? The answer lies in a powerful force within us, our ego. The ego works tirelessly to protect us from admitting we're wrong. It resists the idea that we're flawed, convincing us that we should always get it right. When we don't, it turns on us, leading to endless self-blame and internal criticism. But here's the truth: everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human. The problem isn't that we make mistakes, it's how we deal with them afterward. The Buddha offers a path to break free from the grip of regret, a way to face our past head-on and come out stronger. Step 1. Embrace the reality of the mistake. The first and most critical step, as the Buddha teaches, is acceptance. You have to acknowledge the mistake, see it for what it is. This isn't about labeling yourself as a failure, it's about recognizing that you're a human being who is bound to slip up. Why is this step so important? Because avoiding or denying your mistake only traps you in a state of internal conflict. The ego tells us we shouldn't make mistakes, and when we do, it fights hard to protect its illusion of perfection. But if we can set our ego aside and accept that mistakes are natural, we free ourselves from the shame and guilt that come with them. Step 2. The power of confession. Share your burden. Once you've accepted your mistake, the next step is to confess it. The Buddha advised his followers to open up about their mistakes to a trusted friend or mentor. This step isn't about seeking punishment or self-deprecation, it's about releasing the emotional weight that you carry. Confession helps in two major ways. First, it takes the pressure off your mind. When you speak about your mistake to someone who listens with compassion and without judgment, the heavy burden of guilt starts to lift. You'll find clarity where before there was only confusion. Second, it allows you to receive feedback and guidance from someone who sees things from a different angle. But don't just confess to anyone. The Buddha stressed the importance of confiding in someone who won't judge you but will offer wisdom and support. When you find that person, you give yourself the chance to heal and grow. Step 3. Commit to action. Learn, don't repeat. The final step is to take action. Once you've acknowledged your mistake and shared it, the next logical move is to ensure you don't fall into the same trap again. This doesn't mean you'll never make another mistake, it means you're committing to learn from this one and improve. The Buddha emphasized the importance of restraint, the conscious decision to avoid making the same mistake in the future. This is where true growth happens. When you learn from your errors, each one becomes a stepping stone to a wiser, more self-aware version of yourself. If we keep repeating the same mistakes, we're not evolving. But if each mistake brings new insights, then those errors are part of a path toward wisdom. Think of it this way: making the same mistake over and over is stagnation, but making different mistakes and learning from them is progress. Each stumble is a lesson as long as we're willing to learn from it. Moving forward, a compassionate approach to being human. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we should be perfect. Modern society often demands that we don't fail, but that's an impossible standard. Perfection doesn't exist, and neither does a life free of mistakes. What does exist is the ability to learn, grow, and evolve through each challenge. When we adopt the Buddha's approach, accept, confess, and commit to change, we transform how we relate to our mistakes. We stop fearing them, and instead we use them as tools for self-improvement. The goal isn't to be flawless, the goal is to keep growing, mistake by mistake, into a more compassionate, understanding, and resilient version of ourselves. Final takeaway: mistakes are essential for growth. How can we deal with our past mistakes? The Buddha's timeless wisdom offers a simple yet profound method. Acknowledge the mistake, confess it to someone you trust, and commit to doing better. When we adopt this process, we transform our mistakes into lessons and our self-criticism into self-compassion. Don't cling to past regrets. Instead, let each mistake guide you toward becoming a better version of yourself. Remember, it's not about avoiding mistakes altogether, it's about learning from them and moving forward with wisdom and grace. Thank you for tuning in. If this message resonates with you, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's all commit to learning from our mistakes and walking the path of growth together.